It's time to look at the best and most challenging days according to Bazi Chinese Astrology for the month of April 2025. So welcome, my name is Lydia Griffith, and this is the Feng Shui and Bazi Chinese Astrology channel. And on this channel, I often read the charts of famous people, countries, wars, date selection for TV shows, you name it. Astrology hits all aspects of our lives. And so if this sparks interest for you, please subscribe, like, hit the bell so you don't miss a single video. Today, I woke up with this in my head. And so I am filming this ahead of the other two videos that I'm going to put out about the month of April. One being the overarching astrology of the month and coupling that with some of what's happening in the Western sky. After all, the West and the East come together, and as above, so below, right? So we have Western astrology, which is what most people recognize, and that is of the sky. And Eastern astrology, called Four Pillars, Bazi Chinese Astrology, that is of the earth, based on the 5 elements, just like Feng Shui, acupuncture, Chinese medicine. So let's dive in to the month of April. I got a speck on my glasses. So April is the month of the dragon. And I was thinking of this as I woke up this morning. My first thought, and I laid there and went through all 12 animals, thinking of their relationship to one another. And that really is it. It is the little party that starts out with, hey, I am the Zodiac animal of the year. That's our snake, a yin wood snake. And so the snake is sitting there with this behind the scenes discernment. For some, it can be an exciting of your intuitive voice. This year is for those of us, I include myself here, that have psychic abilities to channel, to be empathic, highly sensitive, seers, visionaries. This is their year because the snake really sparks almost like an activation of those skills. And the dragon comes in as this luminary, visionary, innovator, dreamer, leader, and goes flying out with a lot of energy. And the dragon can get a little out of control when not held in check, and they don't like that. They really like freedom to take charge and make it happen. And if you have more than one dragon in your Bazi Chinese astrology, you tend to be a little like a Putin. Putin has 2 dragons, and it is very much a dictatorship, and you can get too full of yourself. There's always the shadow side, right? And some astrology for people, and we've seen this with, for instance, the current president of the United States, dances very much in the shadow. And I was thinking about this very thing as I did that April forecast for Donald Trump, the president. I was thinking about this. What causes somebody to be more in their shadow? And I thought to myself, we all start out as little babies, innocent beings of light and love. That's how we come in. And everything from the patterning and imprinting of our parents, the people that we are raising us, the environment, whether we have means or we struggle, whether we're in war or we're in peace, whether we have affluence or poverty. All of these things influence how our astrology lands and begins to imagine itself in a co-creation with you, your astrology, and God, the universe, right? It's this big dance. And that as we are in this astrology of our life, the next piece that I think really influences us are the choices we make. And those choices, as we get older and become adults, are very much, sometimes unfortunately, influenced by that patterning, imprinting from those that raised us. And if we were raised by people very much in their shadow, the likelihood of you making choices that lead you down your own shadow path are far greater. And hey, it's not to say redemption can't happen. It's not to say that at some point in your life, when you recognize my life has been very problematic, chaotic, maybe I've had some great successes, but it's been at the expense of other people. I've been ruthless. I've been a liar. I've been a cheat. All the different things that you may recognize when that moment comes of your true realization. And some people never get there. And that's part of their journey, right? Just because you are born at a specific day and time with that imprint of your astrology does not guarantee that an astrology chart that says you are destined to be wealthy and successful doesn't manifest because of all the things I just mentioned, okay? But again, it's not to say that the course can't change when we are very honest with ourselves with how we are walking through this life. Individual, like when you sit and look at yourself in the mirror with raw honesty and recognize the journey of your life and how you want to move forward, you can begin to make changes that bring you more into the light and further from your shadow. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, I haven't even touched on April. I told you I woke up with all this in my head. Anyway, Pura Vida. So, April. I want to start by doing exactly what I had in my head this morning, which is the 12 zodiac animals. So when we have the 4 pillars, we have the snake year, we have now the dragon month. Let me double check. What dragon? Do I have this list up here? Where did my list go? This has been plaguing me. The month of March, losing things disappearing. I'm telling you, it has been a inhale, exhale. Where did this go? Where did that go? Can't find this, can't find that. That's broken. This is falling apart. I've kind of felt like maybe I should just run for cover. Anyway, it's a good thing I have this already written down on my day planner, because I know that it's hot pink. Some would say you need to feng shui your desk. No, actually, it really isn't that. It's more like things have just up and disappeared all on their happy own. But it is a Post-it, so it's one of those big Post-its probably stuck to the back of, I don't know, Donald Trump's chart. I think that was the last one I did. But anyway, it's all good. April. April. When does the month of April begin? On the 5th. Oh, look, so nice. I wrote everything down. It is a yang metal dragon. Now, that being said, oh my gracious, this is such a year, right? I mean, I don't know about you. I am feeling this year on steroids. Amplified. My nervous system feels amped up. Like I am far more easily overwhelmed and anxious. I've noticed that, like yesterday, I was driving to my naturopath appointment holding a Ganesha statue in my hand as I'm driving and like singing a mantra in my head to calm myself down and doing mindful breaths the whole way in. It takes an hour to get to most places from where I live. And I thought to myself, why? Where is this energy coming from? And I think it's just the collective, really. But that's what happens when you feel so much. I'm like a giant sponge. So yeah. Oh my gracious. So April comes in on the 5th. And remember that the Chinese calendar is lunar. It is not the Gregorian calendar that just says this is our, strips away the nature from our world, right? I really like going with a calendar that flows. That makes a little more sense to me. So here we go. This was what I was going to say. Much of 2025, the stem sitting atop the branch, and the branch is the zodiac animal representing that month. The element sitting on top for much of 2025 is actually the enemy, the opposition, right? So you remember we started, the tiger is the start of spring. And it was yang earth sitting on top of that, almost like a mountain on top of the earth, making any growth impossible. It's like literally going and laying down on your garden and wondering why it's not growing, okay? And then we get the yin version of that in March. Yin earth with the yin wood of the rabbit that we're finishing up now as I'm filming this. And that to me was really like the spring garden. The spring garden that is like you've got the dog kicking dirt right over the seeds you're planting or the flowers coming up. So the thing is that both February and March were growth impeded. Growth that was stifled and slowed down. Opposition, oppression. Yeah, so now we have a yang metal dragon taking us into the month of April. And the dragon is such a full expression because it's yang earth with water and wood tucked inside. And so it's very much the fertile garden. It's the spring rain, the spring flowers, the leaves returning to the trees. And it's fertile earth. And the yang metal feels like a plow, right? Yang metal is like big machinery. It's like a plow or a forest mulcher. It is a big machine coming in and running. Like if we use a farm, because I live out here in the country and farmland, if you use that analogy, it's kind of like as the gorgeous fields of spring wheat are coming up, bright green, somebody is going out with the plow and running through it. You see, it's like, no, you plow the field and then things grow. You don't have things growing and then go out and plow it mid-growth. That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Then we look at how this impacts our collective and day-to-day life. Things may not make sense. The order of things may seem confused, like a recipe where all the steps get rearranged. And again, it is the feeling like growth is not only impeded, but literally cut down. It can also feel, this is coming to me, and this is a little concerning. This is also like when you think of the energy of the dragon as this visionary rising up, taking control, leading people. This is like military coming in to thwart that effort. I'm going to say that again. It's like the visionary that is rising up with the potential for growth, movement, being impeded by something like a military force. Just gonna pause and let you digest what I might be saying there. You have to be careful what you say on the internet. You know, you really do. Freedom of speech, my friends. All right, so we come in on the 5th. April is beginning. And I'm going to take you through the days now. But before we do that, I think it's interesting with this particular pairing to recognize the potential for this month. You've got a dynamic duo. And I mean to tell you, if I were wanting to do a big project, I would want to put somebody who is born on the day of the snake and somebody born on the day of the dragon together. Because the snake is going to be the person that is able to discern, to take the step back and discern, intuit, and innovate what that thing is that needs to happen. The dragon is the visionary, has the big, bold, big picture scene, and is able to take those innovations, intuitively guided by the snake, and lead with it. Take it and run and manifest it into something big. So with those two together, watch how each of the 12 zodiac animals dances with that. So if we start with, I was starting with January just because that's where my brain went. So if we start with the ox in that scenario is a little bit of a tempering for the dragon. It's slow down. Let's take this slow and steady. The ox is really kind of asking you to course correct and slow the pace down to get things right so you don't make mistakes. And the ox is also going to work everybody to death. Hard-working day. Then comes the tiger. The tiger comes in and that energy feels reckless and wants to go it alone. Almost like an interrupter. And it could corrupt the situation, especially since there's a semi-fire penalty between the tiger and the snake, suggesting relationships going wrong, loss of money, loss of reputation, even loss of life. And so that's a cautionary day. Now the rabbit comes in, and the rabbit is a very soft pullback, shy, a little more passive, but wanting to harmonize the situation and negotiate so that things are running more smoothly, because rabbits do not like confrontation and they can get really moody and snooty. So it's kind of like things could be okay if they wind up harmonizing, but it could also get into a snooty battle. Not like yelling, but just like side eye and side comment kind of thing. Then the dragon comes in, and double dragon day is where you have too much ego, too many cooks in the kitchen, and that can be in your own head. Yeah. And the feeling like you're out of control. Then comes double snake. When we have a double snake day, it is a highly intuitive day. It is a day for really dropping into your spirit and dropping into a good evaluation of the situation. The horse, you get a horse day with this combination. It is going to be passionate. It is going to be high volume, and it is going to move fast. Buckle up on a horse day with that astrology. And wow, what a kiddo to be born with that snake year, dragon month, horse day. Rocket fuel. Then the sheep comes after the horse. The sheep in this scenario is also a tempering, but because they are the peacemakers here, but the sheep is so creative that this brings in new talent, new possibilities. The monkey is the wrench in all this. They come in thinking they're problem solving and making things better and figuring things out and being super calculating and even bringing in some sense of humor, which the dragon enjoys. But the snake and the monkey make a semi-fire penalty, and something is not going to fit. Something is going to wind up breaking. How many times have you gone to fix something, literally or metaphorically, and wound up breaking it? Shit. Right? Then the rooster would come into this scenario, and the rooster is an awesome day. That is, we're going to take the crowd out. We are going to march. We're going to rise up. We want to be seen. We're going to be heard. It's going to be loud. And by the way, don't I look fabulous? And the rooster and the dragon together can be a kind of a cocky arrogance, but they've got stuff to do. The dog is another temperance. This slows dragon down, which can be frustrating because those two are enemies. So there's a lot of conflict with the dog day. But the dog is also there to say, hey, justice, fairness, get it right, slow down, because, the dragon can be a little out of control. The pig is the enemy of the snake. This is not a good day because it's a very different energy. The pig is very laid back, just wants to enjoy like the pleasures of what's going on, get lost in a daydream. And the pig and the dragon together can really get very disillusioned, sidetracked. And with the snake and the pig, fire and water just feels like a real conflicting day. The rat is going to come in and say, great, love what you guys are doing. I'm going to crowdsource. I'm going to gather people together and we're going to rise up. I have gathered all the data. This is financially fiscal and we're going to run with it. Powerful, right? So, you ready to break down the days? Let's go. Have your planner. I love my ritual planner. Told you guys how awesome this thing is. It has like the moons, and then like every day, they have full moon spreads, and each day you pick a tarot card. I forgot to write mine down for today. Yeah, love my ritual planner. All right, so we start out the 5th. It's a Saturday. It is a dragon day. So a dragon is how we're going to start the month. I think that is a day when there are supposed to be marches all over the United States. That is a powerful day to take the lead, to innovate, to imagine, to dream big. But you have to be careful you don't get too full of yourself. There's a lot of leadership energy being pushed on this day that can kind of get a little bit dictatorial, a little too pushy. What happens when we push too hard? And remember that yang metal sitting on top of the dragon this month. And one of the things I cautioned you, yes, it is important to stand up for your beliefs, but I cautioned you about going into crowds. Okay? There are a lot of ways to be seen and heard and to have an influence. A lot of different ways. And in fact, I'll challenge you, my friend. Put in the comments, how do you see you standing up for the causes that you believe in? How are you showing up in your community? How are you volunteering? Are you calling your senators, your representatives? What are you doing to pave a way for the United States where we are innovating and rising up? Be interesting, because we all can do things in our community. Okay. That's a big day. That's a very big day. The next day is a double snake. We got a snake day and a snake year. And I'm telling you, a kid born with that astrology is somebody that is a deep, deep sensor, intuitive, psychic even. So Sunday, we come off of this very powerful energy on Saturday the 5th. And Sunday feels so like, oh, wow, what just happened? You're looking, you're sensing, you're discerning and processing all of that, but from a place that is far more pulled back, whereas the dragon is right in your face. Then Monday, the 7th, we come out bold with a fire horse, a yang fire horse. Wow. So just, you know how I love lining these up. You've got Saturday, the 5th, big, powerful, kind of force of energy. Dreaming, imagining, creating, and leading, and then the pullback to discern what just happened. What did we just do? What did I just do? Then Monday, we are out the gate. Whatever you have planned on the 7th, be mindful of your speed, because you're going to feel like going really fast. Great if you're in a race, running a marathon, but in day-to-day life, watch your literal speed, be far more mindful, but enjoy that pulse of passion that is your green light to greenlight projects, changes in your life, just about anything. But use the snake's medicine of discernment to ensure you're not being reckless. Okay? The sheep shows up on Tuesday the 8th. This is another great day. Co-create, co-innovate, make a peace deal. But that day, the 8th, is a day to take all of the passion, imagination, and impulsiveness from Monday, and it's like throw all the paint on the wall and watch how it turns into a masterpiece. It's pretty exciting stuff. So Monday and Tuesday, the 7th and 8th, great way to launch into a new month. Very creative, very bold, very bright. And then Wednesday, something hits a wall. The monkey comes in, a Yang Earth monkey day on Wednesday, the 9th, feels like, the monkey comes in thinking they can solve something. Oh, there was a problem, we noticed a bug, or this didn't quite work well. And then it's like, all right, well, I'm trying to solve this problem. What the snake and the monkey being a penalty to each other means that the chances of your efforts are going to not end well and could actually be costly. So Wednesday, the 9th, that's a caution day. That is a difficult day. I would take a real pause. After all, friends, life is not meant to be a continuous race. It is not a continuous vinyasa flow class, all right? We need pauses to inhale, to exhale, to inhale, to exhale, and to repeat. We have days that are go, days that are a pause. And Wednesday the 9th is a pause day. Take a step back, humble yourself. And if you're working on solving problems, do it really slowly and carefully to ensure that there isn't anything that breaks or gets ruined. Thursday, and the other thing that just came to me about the monkey, don't assume that you know. Don't be so arrogant, even if this is your specialty. Like, I'm going to go and make 6 loaves of bread. I'm ready. My sourdough is ready. I'm going to go and make all this bread because I'm a bread maker. Or this is what I love to do on days off, whatever. Don't arrogantly go into thinking that just because you've always done something and it's been a success, that that's going to continue on a day like this, okay? Humble yourself. Now, Thursday, the 10th, is a rooster. So we took a pause on Wednesday. Great. So glad you did that. And Thursday, we're back. We are back. We have rebranded. We have course corrected. I am ready to be seen. I'm ready to be heard. I've got something to say. So pay attention to the people around you that have something to say and see if there's something you can learn there, okay? That is a very cool energy. It's a day to stand up. And as all roosters love to do, wake us up. Flaunt your colors. Come out waving your rainbow flag, for instance. All right. Then Friday, we hit a wall. And this is a wall that's going to lead us into that weekend. The 11th is a day of great caution. This is a Yang metal dog. It feels military. Government is like this. It is a clash with the dragon. It is kind of like the progressives and the naysayers. It's 2 voices in a room that are complete opposites. One wants to dream, imagine, and go, create, lead. And the other one is saying, no, justice, fairness, equality. and is like this heavy pulling down, and the two are really battling with each other. And even though they may have similar opinions or similar, not opinions, but they're both yang earth. It's just different seasons. They're complete opposites. One is spring, one is fall. One is starting and one is ending. And then we come to Saturday, which is a yin metal pig. It's a day to take a break. That's all I can say. Saturday the 12th, go out sailing, hit a hammock in your backyard, do something that is really about self-care and self-love. Hang out with your besties, maybe have a game night. Then Sunday, we have a yang water rat, very calculating, gathering data, gathering people. Yeah. So then we come to the 14th of April. We now have a yin water ox for the day. And we start this week very differently from the previous week. The previous week, remember, the 9th and the 11th were the hardest, most challenging workday weeks, traditionally workday weeks, and Saturday the 12th. So we've gathered the people Sunday the 13th. We've gathered the people. Financially fiscal. The rat is also about money. It's about collecting things, collecting data, collecting antiques. The 14th is a yang water ox, is very much about heading into work to do hard things. It is cold winter earth, not spring fertile earth like the dragon. It is a reality check of sorts. It is like pulling everything down to really look at what needs to be done, okay? And then we hit Tuesday. This is a yang wood tiger. And this is like you're gonna pay a price. You're gonna pay a price for going it alone or rushing ahead because of that semi-penalty with the snake. So that is a caution day. The 15th is not a happy day. After a really hard Monday, we have a challenging Tuesday the 15th. And of course, it's tax day here in the United States. The 16th, we've got a yin wood rabbit. It's a big pause here, friends. We just started this week bumpy. It feels bumpy and hard. It does not feel smooth. It feels like challenge. And Wednesday just feels like, let's take a balance. Let's just balance things out by easing back. It can also be a day where people are in a bad mood. And rabbits aren't confrontational. They abhor that. But they're moody, and it's more likely that there are like little snide comments and side eye and tiffs here and there, because I don't feel like this is going to be naturally a harmonious type of day. All right. We come into the dragon on Thursday the 17th. This is a real day to watch your power, watch how you lead, watch your ego. You may think you're going into the right direction. You might think that you're imagining the coolest thing ever, but just check yourself. Then we come to Friday the 18th. This is a wonky week. You feeling this? It's not like all out tough, like with opposition so much as it just feels challenging. The snake is doubled here. This is like spidey sense. This is that feeling like, wait a minute, something isn't right. you know, like being able to really assess what's going on. Saturday, the 19th, we've got a Yang Earth horse, and this just feels like, man, go out and do something fun. If you don't work on Saturdays, go do something fun. Go play, let loose. Life has just gotten way too serious. Go play. If you don't have kids, go hang out with your friends' kids, your grandkids, your nieces, nephews, somebody's kids. Go play. I am one of those adults that doesn't need a kid to play. I can be very childlike in the right setting. Sunday, we wrap this week up. After the horse, we've gone out and had a good time. Super playful. Great day for a wedding. Though, you want to always check your Bazi Astrology before getting married or any major events in your life to ensure you've picked the right day, because that is the birthday of your life together. I can help you out with that. Just saying. If you get a partner reading, you can always ask me, check these dates. I'm happy to do that as part of that couple reading. I'll put the link in the description. All right, so Sunday, we have a Yin Earth sheep. We've had all the fun on Saturday. Now we're chilling out. We've gotten out our watercolors and we're sitting by the river and we're doing a little painting. Maybe we're strumming the guitar. Maybe we've got an impromptu band in the backyard. Create something. Maybe create the meals that you're going to put in the freezer so that you make your week ahead easy and you can just thaw out the dinner, warm it up on a pan, right? It's a nice weekend. After a hard week, I love that for us. All right, let's go into week number 3. What's going to happen? All right. Well, we start out with a bang, unfortunately. Sorry for that, friends. The 21st of April is a Yang metal monkey with a Yang metal dragon month. That's really heavy. Heavy. And the monkey is up to shenanigans, man. And this is something breaking. This is something not working out. You have walked in on Monday to a hot mess because the monkey wants to run off and create things, solve things, imagine things, and have fun with the dragon. But that snake there causes that penalty. And there is a serious correction here. This is not fun and games and no one is laughing. Yucky. But Tuesday, somebody shows up and is ready to be seen and heard. We have a rooster day coming out to flaunt your talents, to be seen, to be heard. So my caution for you on the 21st, even if you think you can solve the problem, wait. Wait until Tuesday. All right. The Wednesday, we've got a big challenging day on the 23rd. This is the battle of the dog and the dragon. This is what we had all last year. This is justice. This is like the justice system and the leaders clashing. Like the President of the United States and the Supreme Court, if you want a really extreme example. And how would that play out in your own life? Maybe it's your employer and you and your coworkers. It is a battle of ideologies in many ways. And this just feels very challenged. Be careful on this day with being too aggressive. Look at how you're leading in your life. Look at how you're speaking. Look at your tone. The 24th day of the pig. more opposition. Now we've got a challenge with the year, the pig and the snake battle. Again, this just feels like a day to pull back, amp up your self-care, chill the F out. Take a pause, especially if you start to see in your own life places where situations or relationships where conflict could come up. Take a step back and take care of your own self. Then we come to the 25th. We have reached Friday. This is a day of the rat. And the rat is coming in to gather people together, to calculate, to crowdsource, and to get the finances in order. So that's an interesting way to end a very challenged week. This is, I would say, the hardest week of the entire month. Yes. We come into a challenging weekend. Yes, the Friday is a good day. It feels like we've got things flowing and this feels all right. Tuesday felt like an okay day. But Saturday is a work day. You had to bring work home. Maybe you finally realized the grass is grown and you've got to mow it for the first time this season, right? Or maybe you just realized that you've got really big stuff to deal with. It's a stubborn energy. It's fixed. It feels hard, okay? So if you've got that mounting to-do list, take it step by step. Remember, the only one leading your life is you. Really and truly, you have more agency than you probably realize or give yourself permission to own. But then we come to Sunday, a Yang fire tiger, and this feels out of control. This feels like you went off on a tangent or you took something and ran with it independently and forgot everybody had an opinion too. You didn't get everybody's feedback before you just ran with it. And you're going to pay a price now because the tiger and the snake are in a semi-fire penalty. So this is going to be challenged. Not an easy weekend. Yeah. And we take a deep breath in and exhale into Monday, the 28th of April. Woo! We've got a yin fire rabbit. This feels like a warm spring day in the garden, my friends. This is let's negotiate. Let's get back on track. I'm so sorry I was in a mood, or maybe you show up Monday in a mood. Remember the shadow and the light, your choice, friend. And hey, all the excuses in the world. Oh, I had a hard weekend, therefore I can be a bitch today. No, no, right? Check yourself. So Monday has the potential to be a day of harmony. But just remember, people might show up moody. How do you respond to that? If I were you, I'd give those people space. Okay. Tuesday, we've got double dragon. So this is watch your power, watch how you lead. It's going to feel fast. It's going to feel like, woo, went down the slippity slide and it is super wet. So just watch yourself with all that energy on Tuesday, the 29th. Then the snake comes in. And remember, the snake is also kind of sultry, sexy too. So the 30th is a Wednesday. And this is a day that could be keenly intuitive. You could just sense and just know things. Wow, how did I know that? Okay, cool. and very discerning, really able to read a room. Thursday, we've got a yang metal horse. That yang metal is going to slow the horse down, no doubt. It's almost like you're wearing armor while riding the horse. Wow, well, that's an image. It's kind of wild. It's a little reckless, a little wild abandon. But when you look at the course of this week, right? You've got Monday with the rabbit, maybe moody, maybe able to get along with friends, going into a big, powerful double dragon Tuesday, then a super intuitive, maybe sultry, sexy Wednesday, and then into this wild ride, knight in shining armor on the horse. Interesting. That is May 1st, okay? That Thursday. We come to Friday. Okay, I'm going to take this through to the 4th of May. So then we have Friday, the 2nd of May, is a yin metal sheep. This is all about co-creating. This is realizing that the wild ride you went on the day before has actually led you into a creative pursuit or opportunity you didn't see coming, maybe. And maybe being wild and spontaneous, impulsive, led to opening something up for you. So I love this week. The week of April 28th feels really great. There's not a single conflict until you hit Saturday. And even Sunday's good. But Saturday, we've got a monkey. And this is like sardines in your peanut butter, friend. Yuck. Yang water. This feels like this is a penalty with the snake. And this feels complicated. Just complicated. Like it is a mess. Because the monkey and the dragon can do so much together, but the presence of the snake is just that third wheel that puts everything on end. It's the train going off track. But Sunday, we can show up at temple, at church, at synagogue, and we are ready to sing our songs. I mean to tell you, this is a yin water rooster on Sunday, the 4th of May. It is so fun. This is a great day to be seen, to be heard. Grab your megaphone, speak out for trans rights or equal rights or whatever it is that's your calling, right? It's pretty powerful. And if you want just a little peek here, the Libra pink moon, full moon, falls on a challenging day of the pig on the 12th of April. And that is a real caution for that day, that full moon. So much is being amplified to really tap in that day to your heart. To your heart. And yes, I realize this is one of the longest videos I've done in a long time, but I feel like I had a lot to say here, and I hope that this has been helpful. We have a new moon in Taurus on April 27th. It's another challenged day. Very interesting, right? And the 27th is a Tiger Day. It's a new moon to plant seeds. But be very careful how you are doing anything on a day with a penalty. We're wrapping up. So here it is. Our most challenging days are the 9th, the 11th, the 12th, the 15th, the 21st, 23rd, 24th, 27th, and the 3rd of May. So I hope this was helpful. I woke up with all this energy to make this video for you today. And like I said, I've got a couple more for this week leading up to May. I hope this has been helpful. And I will continue, I think, doing the weekly forecasts because I think it's helpful when I can bring in a little of the Western astrology and some of my favorite ones. I should put a link to some of my favorite astrologers so that you can follow them too, because it is a community. I don't see competition with other astrologers. Even Picture Healer, that's her channel name. And apologies for not knowing her actual name, but I love that channel as well. And I think it's helpful to listen to several voices and to resonate with, I would say, like 2 or 3, because I will say I have had times when I got into so much astrology watching that it got very overwhelming and a little confusing, all the different voices and all the different interpretations. So that's why I say choose, 2 or 3 of your favorites and really follow that. So anyway, thank you again for sticking with me. I cheers to anybody that got all the way through this. I think it was a needed reading for April, our best and most challenging days. And may we all be well. May we all learn to live more and more in the light, in our optimism, in our joy, our love, and our ability to see all as one. Thank you, and be well.